Rainier, I do sort of a posh, almost my default noble Waterdeep accent. He's a good person in spite of himself, not because of himself. A little bookish, a little bit reserved. Floon, I do as just a bad Matt Berry, because he's enthusiastic and very stupid. Matt, I voice with the confidence and self-assurance that you can only gain through centuries of life, and with the exaggerated plosives that you can only gain through centuries of eating. Durnan, I voice like this because it was a funny joke in the first episode that my players love, and I have deeply come to regret. Yagra's got kind of an Appalachian voice because in my game she's from the Mayor of Dead Men, where there's a whole side plot occurring, and I went with kind of a Bayou Gothic aesthetic for the Mayor, so Yagra and most people from the Mayor kind of sound like this.
Xoblob's just totally unhinged, and again, players love my stupidest voices, so they won't shop anywhere else. He's just no relation to the beholder in the corner.
JP never caught it's just an Edwin accent because it's a fun voice, and it makes certain that nobody's gonna think he's up to anything ever. Zardoz Zord is the most piratey pirate to ever sail the Sea of Swords. And then, of course, when he's finally revealed, Jalaxul, like most of my drow, has basically a bad Hollywood German accent.
The Zenithar is just Marlon Brando from The Godfather, lording over Skullport and all the underbelly of Waterdeep from beneath.
The Castellanteres have an Italian accent because there was no way my players were ever going to take it seriously, which means that when they're eventually revealed as villains, it's going to come as a big surprise, hopefully.
Manshun has a raspy, grating voice that works wonderfully, in my opinion, for cryptic threats, but is an absolute nightmare to do over extended periods, and is another one I regret choosing.
Vajra is Tetherian, which I have largely based on sort of British-influenced Pakistani voices, based actually very much on a good friend of mine growing up. I tried to play Vajra as enthusiastic, but warring against the incredible weight that has been placed upon her before she was ready.
Gaxley Rudderbust is just Richard Ayoade in my game. I mean, just straight up because I love him, and I do a terrible imitation of him, but that's what we get.
Most of my halflings, I use sort of a West Country accent to imitate Loiran or maybe Hardbuckle, different places where they might be from, but that's just kind of what you get. So most halflings, or other individuals who come from there, might be influenced by it, but Heen, in my Forgotten Realms, sound like this.
Unaccursed dwarves have the stereotypical bad American version of a Scottish accent. But what I've done with it in my game is that since the Silver Marches have so many dwarven individuals, even if you're not dwarven, you tend to speak with basically the same accent. So it's really less of a dwarven accent at this point, sort of a Dethic influenced accent. So anyone from the Marches would pretty much sound like this. So, aye, that's what we get.